Hey guys, it's Girl Got Game. Welcome back to Seduce Me to the Demon War. We got James's good ending last time. And now we're gonna try for one of his 3 bad endings, question mark. So I've got a walkthrough here to help me out. Hopefully it won't stare me wrong. So we're coming up to our first choice, where we felt something kind of brush against our hip, I think. And last time we kissed him passionately and got into fun times right away, which, hey, I don't have to do that this time, I don't think. So anyway, we'll just pick the other option after James does his line.
I'm sorry, I can't exactly control my excitement when you say things like that.
It's alright, let's just go back to sleep. Hey. James smiled, taking a deep breath to calm down, and nodded before gently releasing me and moving the covers to let me in. I slid my body under the covers and moved my body to lie against his. He wrapped his arms around me and closed his eyes. I wasn't wanting to do anything more than hold and sleep next to the man I loved. I was happy that he understood my decision and respected it. That was part of what made me fall in love with him in the first place. I closed my eyes and went back to sleep, knowing that James would protect me from any more nightmares. Okay, so that's that. So now we'll skip to the next one. Call Carrie. And we still say I had a nightmare last night.
Uh-huh. A nightmare? Was it really bad?
And then this time I say, wasn't at the wedding and left me at the altar instead of the jail cell.
What? He would never do that to you.
I don't know why we lied to her about that. I know, but still, I was really upset. I couldn't tell him, so I figured I could tell you and feel better since it was just a stupid nightmare. I couldn't tell her. What if I was just overreacting, and what if she brought out like these cards that showed terrible things on them that would happen to us? You know, I don't want to deal with that again. I'd make her worry for no reason, over something that wasn't real to begin with as well. I decided to let my nightmare be just that. A nightmare.
He loves you to...
Stupid mouse. Betraying me. I wove a story about James not coming to the wedding, and Carrie reassured me that it was just a dream.
He loves you to pieces. He wouldn't still be here with you if he didn't.
I smiled, her words calming my nervousness. It may not have eased my worry about the dream, but it felt good to be reassured that James would never hurt me like that. As we ate, my heart began to feel lighter. Yeah, everything would be okay. Okay, one more choice. So what was the last thing? Right, do I want to tell him about the nightmare? And this time I say no. It was a stupid dream. It was nothing to be concerned about. I knew that everything would be okay in the end, regardless of if I told him or not. I decided to let it go, and the quicker I did, the better. I shook my head in reply to James's question, making him nod in understanding.
Very well. However, just know that I will always love and care for you as long as I live, and even beyond that.
I can't believe you, James, because we're on a bad ending now. Even beyond that?
Far beyond that.
James wrapped his arms around me as I hugged him and pressed my body against his. He loved me. I loved him. He loved me. I loved him. We would love for all of eternity with a great big hug. I had to. Okay. Okay, everything's the same for a little while, so I'll bring you in at the next choice, guys. Okay, new choice, finally. The boys have come to the rescue, and I think I went up to James and hugged his arm, and this time I don't do that. I looked up at James to see him staring Diana down as if he didn't believe her explanation. Do nothing.
And why have you not sent her back?
Okay.
Again, your father.
Doesn't look like it. Okay. So, Let's see. Notes. Okay, that's quite a bit until the next choice. So I'll bring you in for that, guys. Okay, so we've trained with Diana, dealt with that shadow thingy, and James has come up with a plan to keep the angels out of my brain places. So, I think last time I asked him what he was doing. This time I have to stay quiet, so let's see. James, however, gently turned me in his arms to face him. I looked up at him, wondering what he was up to. Stay quiet. I waited for James to do whatever he needed to do. I trusted him, and he obviously wanted to do something to help me. Okay, and then that's it again. Very subtle changes. I hope this works. Oh my goodness, it's another long way until the next thing. Okie dokie, I will see you at the next choice. Okay, I should be able to keep you guys around for a while now. This is the last different choice. And then we have to make a couple of the same choices from the good ending, apparently, to get the first of the 3 bad endings. This is one of those sleep again without doing the fun time stuff. So we only had the fun times 1 of 3 times in this end. So let's see if that does make a difference or not. Would we survive? Would I live to see James afterward and feel his embrace again? Tomorrow brought too many questions to think about, and I became frustrated and scared, so I went to sleep. And I double-clicked because my mouse! He would survive. We would be okay. I felt safe in James's arms, and I'm sure he felt safe in mine. We would return to the human world and be okay. James slowly walked me back to bed, and both of us tucked ourselves in, wrapping each other in our arms and escaping one last time to the darkness of slumber. Tomorrow would decide everything. Okay. It's time to skip again. Big battle sequence going on now. Made it to Mordor. Said our goodbyes. Then the angel takes over Diana. I scream out, love is stronger than you think. And then I think we have one more choice, where we stop him from killing Diana. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so we're being held over the pit of the devils. It did change it. Okay, so let's see what not doing fun times 2 out of 3 times does for us. My fear only spurred me to flail harder in the hold I was in, uncaring at the friction his hand was causing my skin. I could feel blood gather and dribble from the back of my neck, flesh tearing open from my attempts. James stared up at me, quaking from the fear of the situation. We were far away from him, where he couldn't reach me even if he sprinted as I dropped. I was left to James's decision. James's body began to rumble in despair as James dropped to his knees and slammed his hands onto the marble ground. My heart dropped at his words.
I accept my fate.
Aw, that's heartbreaking. No. James!
I accept my fate! Now release her!
Obediently, the angel loosened his grip on my neck as the hole beneath me closed. As my feet touched the ground, the angel fully released me and watched as I rushed over to James, sliding onto my knees before him. James! No!
Say your farewell to her, demon. I will grant her that much before I take her back.
Aren't you the kind-hearted soul? I wrapped my arms around him, desperate not to let go. I wouldn't be separated from James. Ever. James, however, wrapped an arm around me and buried his head in my shoulder, his tears falling over it.
I said.
Fuck you! I am not leaving him! James slowly stood with me in his arms, causing me to stand on my own 2 feet as well. He pulled away and looked down at me, tears flowing down his cheeks.
I love you. I will forever love you until the day I die.
Oh man, that's even more heartbreaking now with what we what we talked about earlier when we didn't tell him about our nightmare. James? James gently cupped my head in his hands and kissed me, shaking in grief as he did. I, however, could only stare in disbelief. Was he really going to let me go? I felt a small draft open behind me, causing the air around me to circulate and rush past my body before feeling one of James's hands lower to my sternum and push me back. Aww. That is so sad! Ah! I'm not crying! I can get through this! I watched as James kept his hand extended out to me while my body became sucked into some sort of portal. White feathers danced around the barrier, and my mind began to flood with memories that slowly evaporated the farther back I went. Tears continued to drip down James's cheeks as my memories began to fray and burn, causing tears to form in my eyes as well. Our marriage, our embraces, our love. It all turned to ash and vanished from my mind. Soon enough, the sight around me became a pure white, and I could remember nothing but my name. And accepting destiny. Oh, that was so sad. Oh my goodness. I'm not crying. I am crying. Darn ninjas. Chopping onions. Oh. So she got baptized again. I guess that's better than being ravished by demons, devils. I keep mixing up demons and devils. Okay, well, thanks guys for joining me. I think I should be thanking you. That was really, really sad. Okay, so that did lead to a bad ending. So we'll try for bad ending number 2 next time and see what that has in store for us. Rightio. Okay, thanks guys. Until next time, I will see you later.